All right, I am very excited. This is a great lesson. It's about organizing data. So basically, I kind of encourage you to do this part at home. Go around to anyone in your house, anyone you're hanging out with, cousins, grandparents, parents, siblings, and ask them which they like best, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So I'll give you an example with my fake family that I don't live with. I'm gonna say my mom likes breakfast the best. My dad likes dinner. My sister likes lunch. I most definitely like breakfast. I know my grandma likes breakfast. I'm gonna pretend like I have some cousins over. Someone likes lunch. Someone else likes breakfast. Okay, just for an example. Okay, so favorite meal. Here, I'm gonna put breakfast. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 people love breakfast the most. Okay, lunch. There are 2 people, 1, 2. So 2 people love lunch the most. Dinner. Only 1 person. So, here the number helps you to know like what each line stands for. So you can see really clearly from this chart, breakfast is the most, dinner is the least. So basically it's just organizing data, organizing information, which is incredibly important for math, for science. When you're for ELA, any kind of data that you're collecting, it's going to be really important. So this is a great skill to have. It's something you definitely need to have before next year. So, plus it's fun. This table shows the number of cups of lemonade sold by each child. So there's cups of lemonade. Leah sold 20, Tina sold 10, Kim sold 50. Good job, Kim. Neil sold 40. So what's another way to show that information? You could show a chart like this, or you could show a bar graph. So the vocabulary here is bar graph. In that case, look at this. It's not counting. They're not counting by ones. They're counting by tens, which makes sense because each of these numbers ends in a 0. So counting by tens. So that means if Tino, if this line goes to here, it means he sold 10 cups of lemonade. Kim, you would count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Wow, she sold 50. Okay, so it's easy for your brain to see that very quickly. So you can use the bar graph to find and compare data. So data is the other term that we want. Data is basically the collection of numbers and information. So Kim sold the most cups, Tino sold the fewest cups, and Neil sold fewer cups than Kim. So even though Neil, you can say sold fewer because it was less than Kim. So what you're going to do today is you're going to go through each graph and you're going to complete the bar graph with the data given. It's really important. I think the biggest thing is to look here, see if they're counting by ones or they're counting by twos, fives, tens, just to make sure you're doing it right. So here, apples, they're counting by ones. There's 5 apples, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 apples are colored in. Oranges, there's going to be 1, 2, 3. So 3 oranges are colored in. Okay, then go for bananas, 4, grapes, 7. And then it says how many children chose grapes. Well, you can look here, or you could have looked at here where you drew all the way to 7 and said that there were 7. Which fruit was chosen least? So the line that's the shortest. How many children chose bananas and apples in all? Oh, interesting. So it's just asking for bananas and apples. So you're going to take the bananas and you're going to take the apples. If it's in all, we're going to add it together. The bananas plus the apples equals what? And that's how many were in all. So do you understand? Did fewer children pick apples or bananas as their favorite fruit? Explain how you know. So you can explain which was fewer between apples or bananas and how you know that there are fewer. Okay. Then we're going to go do ways to school with walking, car, bus, and bike. They're counting by ones. There's questions like how many children use a bike to get to school? Which way do the most children use? How many more children take the bus than walk to school? Interesting. How many more, how many less? It's comparing. Remember when we're comparing, we're always subtracting. So we're comparing the bus to walk. So you're going to have to do a subtraction there and see what the difference is. And then reasoning, if one child rode a skateboard to school, how would the graph change? Oh, interesting. So you have, I don't see a place for skateboard here. Huh. If you had to have a kid that skateboarded to school, what would look different on this graph? How would it have to change? And then on the back side, You have Shauna's collections. Shauna collected 9 shells, 4 marbles, 7 cards, and 8 stamps. Use the information to complete the bar graph. It's counting by ones, so just fill out each of which. Make sure that you're counting, and it goes to the end of the line. Number 9, yesterday Shauna gave 4 stamps to her sister. How many stamps does Shauna have now? Okay, so looking up here, she had stamps, right? You fill in how many stamps she had. If she gave 4 to her sister, does she have more stamps now or less? So figure out that problem, and then how many does she have now? And 10, journal. Look at the graph for exercise 8. So again, we're still using this graph for this back side. How would the graph change if Shauna found 3 more marbles? So if you color in the marbles to whatever it says, let's see, 4 marbles, if you colored in 4, and then if she found 3 more, what would change about the graph? What would you have to add to it?